Yo, YouTube, what is going on? It's your boy Lone Wolf 808 over here at Symbiote Entertainment. I'm here to show you guys how to make an FL Studio 12 trap beat. Simple, cooking up some shit. Um, I'm gonna show you how the way I do it, the way I make and cook up my shit. So if you guys like it, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I'm trying to grow this channel. My other one is more like a gaming channel and shit. I'll link that down. I've got 200 subs, about 300. But my passion is making music. I don't really like playing games that much. So I made a channel dedicated to beats and tutorials. I have a playlist of beats and playlist of tutorials. Fuck it. I haven't uploaded on this in a while. I'm gonna start the steady groove. I have a lot of beats cooking up currently. Working with two artists as well, so it's kind of hard to get in between my own beat times. But I do have a few on those. But yeah, let's get straight into this. So I picked 100 BPM. Sounds like this. Very simple, because the melody I want to make sounds like this. Very simple. I don't know what I'm gonna add as a secondary, but yeah, I'm using Nexus, and the sound that I'm using is default in there. It is the Savage piano, which I think is in here. I gotta just scroll through for it. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's right here. It's this one. I'll link all the sounds I use in the description down below with as a zip or something to like a Dropbox. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. Probably Google Drive or something. But yeah, I'm gonna get this melody laid out. In the description down below, I'll have the links of the sounds I used. I'll have a link of my SoundCloud, my website, which is up. I'm selling beats if you want to buy one as well. Just self promo, get that out of the way. Yeah, my Instagram, and then I'll link the two artists' SoundCloud links as well in the description. So yeah, if you guys want to contact me anyway, you can go to my website, or you can use my business email, which is linked on my channel page as well. Let's get straight into this. Sorry if I sound muffled. I'm sick as shit. Very simple. I messed up the second one, but it's fine. Nothing I can't do with clicking. I want to see how I want to do this here. Someone texted me. I could do it this way. Yeah, I'll do it that way. Let me see what I want to add in the background. So basically, you want to have your melody. Um, I have my melody laid out now. As you can tell, it's just simple, Just went through. Sorry, I'm trying to hold back a fucking cough. Oh boy, it's gonna be a shitty tutorial. Um, yeah, you wanna lay out your melody. Get that. I'm gonna go 5-step. I don't really feel like making a 9-step now. If I do like the way I make it, by drums, I'll probably make the last because I want to get the hi-hat and shit laid out. But if the way I like the drums, and if the drums I feel like are too short, then I'll make it a 9-step. But for now, it'll be a 5. But now that I have my main melody, I want to add chords, which is the background melodies, again, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I'm gonna layer those on, figure out a sound that I want to use. Now I want to make sure that it doesn't overlap the melody and isn't more. I'm gonna make sure it sounds with the melody. Like if I have a piano and I choose something that sounds completely off the beat's gonna be garbage. So I'm gonna choose something that fits it perfect. I thought I just found it, this guitar. I'm gonna try to play it. I probably forgot the notes, but yeah, I'm gonna make that now, and I'll be back. That's hard as shit, yo. I didn't even think I was gonna do that. Alright, let's do it, bro. That's hard. I need to lower the volume and stuff. I'll get to that later. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go half step. I think if I go half step, I go fourth of a step, a third. I'm gonna take it back. I gotta zoom in more. Yeah, it'll be half a step. I want to because it does that too. I don't want it going all the way through. Okay, perfect. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add these to the mixer. So I'm gonna click this one before I can do the keyboard command. I'm gonna click the first one, right click channel routing, and send it. As you can see, make sure you do not have the fruity limiter. You do not want the fruity limiter because it just makes everything sound loud and messes up your mixing. So now that I have that in the mixer and it's not on 2 or any other one, it's very important that you do this. You don't want it to nothing to be. No, you basically want to mix the sounds and make it equalize, basically. You don't want nothing too loud, nothing too quiet. Don't ever put anything in the master track. Every single sound, single in each one. So now that I've got this on number 1, now then don't go on do this the first time. I've messed it up multiple times, because if you do that without clicking in the first one, it'll send the one. So basically, if I would have just did what I did, the Control L, but to this one before I clicked it in, it would have sent it to 2 and nothing would have went to 1, and it irritates me. But yeah, so now you can see these are in the mixer. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of this bass out of the guitar. So I'm gonna open up parametric EQ2, and I'm gonna find the perfect mix. I don't want to make it sound too bad, but I do want to take the bass out. mixing, you don't want to go overboard with EQ, and you definitely don't want to underdo EQ, because if you don't EQ your stuff, basically, if I weren't to take the bass out of this and I used an 808 and a kick, it would completely distort the track, which I do not want to happen. So when I mix my beats, I do it along when I add in the sounds. I don't do it all at one time. That just it I don't know the word to use here. I just don't like to have to do all of that at one time. Not like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I don't like listening to each individual sound when the whole beat is done and trying to figure out what needs to be mixed and what doesn't. So I do it as I go along. And then once I add other sounds, and if it sounds too quiet, I'll mix it again. But that's the way I like to do it. But yeah, perfect. That sounds good. I'll go ahead and save. Make sure you always save it as well. I'll write tut in the bottom. I'll just save this tutorial. Yeah, I save mine as long as I go, just in case my computer shuts off or the program freezes. But yeah, always good to save it. But yeah, that's basically my sounds I'm going to use. I mean, my beats are short but hard as fuck, so let's do it. Now I'm going to go in and find a clap, which I'm going to use every 4 or 8 steps. I don't remember, but yeah, let's do it. So when you find a clap, you don't want it to sound off the beat, and you just want it to be perfect. So let me play it. So you can see here, for example, you can tell, just listen. Now again, you don't have to use a clap, you can use a snare. It's however you want to make your beats. Personal preference, I'm just showing you the way I make mine. I'm going to try to find to see if I have a snare in here, but I'm probably going to use a clap on this. This is a perfect example of when I can EQ from BusyWorks Beats, a snare. But yeah, this is a perfect example of when I can EQ. Let me throw it in. When you do this, you want to add it, not this first gray, but this gray. Then you skip one, add it again, you know, it just gives it momentum on the beat. My hi-hat as well. I don't like, I'll explain it in a second, but let me EQ this. So I'm going to add actually these two into the mixer. So the snare. I'm going to select the snare. So you want to make sure you know where the most sound is coming from, whether it be high, low, or mid. This is more of a high, as you can tell. You got some lows in there and some mids, but I'm gonna cut off these 3 right here. I don't want to make it sound muffled. There we go. That sounds a lot better. So if I take this off, I've taken a lot of those highs out of there. So now what I'm going to do to make it sound a little bit more better and less dry is I'm going to add reverb. So I'm going to go to Fruity Reverb 2. I'm going to take off some of the high cut. I'll stereo split it. And I'll wet it up. And then I'll lower the volume on the EQ, or the reverb, using this knob here. And I'll take it to 30. Let's go 25. About 20. Sounds about good. Basically, I did now. I don't really know what you call this. I've like looked it up for tutorials, but I never found it. But to get it perfect. But I just mastered it on my own. It's not really mastered, but I mean, I figured out how to make it sound good. I had a snare before the actual snare comes in. I hear it all the time in Metro beats and every other beat. But I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna skip it here, do it here, skip it here, do it here, give it momentum. And now I'm going to turn off my snare. Just by clicking this little green knob. I'm going to fill in two-step. And what I like to do with my hi-hats is take off the hi-hat when it hits the snare. I hear it I hear it in only select beats. A lot of beats have where it overlaps. I hate that sound because you just hear it and it's so raspy. I've heard a few producers take it off, and I'm not the only one I hear that does it, but it isn't commonly used. At least to my knowledge. So I'm going to take these off. That should be every other. Let me just take these off real quick. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So now I'm going to open up the hi-hat here and work. Alright, sorry about the weird cut. But here is the hi-hat. So this is what you want to do about the hi-hat. So let me just play it. that's it without it on the snare slash clap, and this is with. So I'm gonna basically just clone it and set a two-step, and this is that. You may not be able to hear a difference, but if you have headphones and listen closely, you can hear a difference, especially with vocals. But man, all right, let's. I'm gonna go into the hi-hat now, and the piano roll, and I'm gonna zoom in here. I'm gonna go to this little magnet, and I'm gonna select. It should be on step, and I'm gonna select half step. And I'm gonna. Oh shit! Make sure you click the little note here before it. I'm gonna add in those, like I said again, on half step. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is here. So this is something I've been doing lately. I add a three-step, or usually it looked like this, but then I add one in the middle on step. So it looks like this, and then I go to half step. Shit, and I go to half step, and then I go below it. Depends on what you like. But it goes either way. You can make it here, here. I mean, but I'm gonna add it here, and it sounds like. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a fourth of a step, zoom in, and I'm going to add these here. Add these here. Then I'm going to go step and then add this. Alright, once again, just Control S, save it. Alright, so I want to add I actually want to, I want to add an open hat, so I want to take off some of this. I feel like this snare is kind of. So now what I'm doing, I lower the volume on the snare, change it to the EQ. I didn't like it the way it was. Then I'm gonna take, oh man. And then I'm gonna take this volume separation knob, which is it's panning it, left or right, left ear, right ear, and I'm gonna take it and pan it to the left about 10%. Now I'm gonna go about 15%. I'm gonna lower the volume on this a little bit. Alright, so I'm gonna lower the volume of the crash a lot. It's overpowering. I'm gonna lower this as well. Change up this fucking crash too. It's too quiet. I'm really gonna have to. Perfect, so I think it's time for drums. I mean, this is pretty hard. I'm gonna take off this. for sure. So now I'm gonna lay my 808 out. I don't want it to be too much, but I also want it to. When you make your 808s, make sure you make it like a melody. You want it to be like a melody. You don't want it to be just some pattern that you throw together. It's got to be good. It's got to be on point, non-beat. I don't really need the tempo or the metronome for this one, because I'm so used to making the beats that I don't need it. Especially with the sound, I have sound to hear where they go. So I'm gonna throw it on. I want it to be not as many 808 notes, but also you get the feel of the beat, because I feel like I'm gonna have an artist on this one. There's no cap. Now I'm gonna look for a kick. Oh, these are garbage. These aren't even kicks. What beat would these even go in? I mean, I could probably use this one. Probably not, though. Definitely no. I need to go to a different folder. Oh boy. Whoever makes kicks are garbage. I feel like I could use this one. Like how low this 808 is. I wish it was louder. Does that mess with it? Yeah, it still does. I'm gonna have to change the 808. Dang it. Did not want to have to do this. of these sounds in the description down below. I'll also end up making this a song, and I'll have it on my channel. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. It's a lengthy video. I mean, it's a video for my channel. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna edit it. Just gonna post it. Peace out.